Family loading. Please wait. Episode 2, the second time.
For a place that's literally over an acre of vehicles, absolutely nothing is moving around here.
Tom continued his leisurely meander down the rows of cars, trucks, and SUVs at Big Will's used car lot.
I told you didn't have to tag along.
On his side, Sonic strolled with both hands folded behind his quills.
Yeah, but I figured that was because you were gonna do something fun. Do we even get to drive any of these? Where's the test truck?
When I find something I like, I will take it for a test drive, yes. But just around town, at the speed limit. No Tokyo drifting today, bud.
The hedgehog let out an indignant huff.
Seriously?
Afraid so.
Leave it to grown-ups to take something as cool as buying a car and making it boring and lame.
Sonic kicked the gravel, pouting.
Why not just get the same truck you had before?
Tom slipped his hands into the back pockets of his jeans as he slowed to look at a two-door pickup, not unlike the one he told Swab they'd been on the run from the government maniac.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not feeling it.
The teen turned his attention out over the lot, frowning.
I can't see anything from down here. Hang on a sec.
With a small burst of speed, he scaled the lamppost in the center of the lot, perching up above the lights and the colored flags that hung still in the breezeless August air.
Hey, get down from there.
Tom called, squinting behind his aviators, one hand forming a visor at his forehead.
I said 1 sec.
Sonic hollered back down, attention out at the far end of the lot. After a moment that was too long for Tom's liking, the boy grinned and zipped back down the pole.
Come on, over on the side by 3rd Street. It's perfect.
He reached up and grabbed Tom's hand, tugging excitedly. The 45-year-old let himself be led, a bemused smile on his face. The kid was getting a little bolder, a little less shy when it came to things like this, physical affection. When they'd first moved him in, he kept his distance, hovering around them, but not touching. And then, maybe 2 weeks after the move, something shifted. He'd been sitting at the kitchen island, sipping a hot chocolate while Maddie made grilled cheese. Sonic had come into the room, sliding up beside her at the stove, and pushed his head into her free hand. Maddie had responded by rubbing his ears, and he, in turn, leaned in further, hooking one hand around her leg. Tom had watched them, dumbfounded. The two of them looked so naturally contented, chatting idly while she continued to pet him. The first thing he'd felt after the initial surprise had been jealousy. It wasn't fair, or logical even, but he'd felt it all the same. He'd ask Maddie about it later that night as they got ready for bed.
So, when did this happen?
When did what happen?
Tom folded down the comforter, picked up his pillow, and then set it back down again.
This whole snuggly thing you two have going on.
Maddie didn't bother looking up from massaging lotion into her hands.
What? He likes it when I rub his ears.
I picked up on that.
She glanced up at him, quirking an eyebrow.
Are you for real right now with that tone?
He sighed, vague and dramatic as he plunked himself down on the bed.
No. And yes.
His wife leaned back into her pillows, 3 to his 1, hands folded in her lap, ankles crossed.
What's going on?
I don't know.
He ran a hand over his face as he worked to articulate his thoughts.
It's fine. It's good. Really, it's good. It's so good to see him like that.
Like a kid?
Yes, absolutely. It's what he needs.
What?
But why can he do all that with you when all I'm getting are high fives?
Maddie smiled, reached over and took a hold of his hand.
I don't know, babe. Maybe it's a guy-girl thing? Maybe he thinks high fives are just what guys do. Keanu Reeves doesn't exactly do a lot of hugging on screen.
We should probably force him to watch other movies soon.
Tom muttered, though both of them knew that wasn't really the point at hand.
How do you even figure out the ear thing?
Kind of by accident, actually. I was giving him a bath and...
Wait, he let you give him a bath?
On nights you work the late shift, yeah.
The noise he made could be best described as the call of an agitated cockatiel.
This is a regular thing?
Dave,
She laughed, squeezed his hand.
will you relax?
What? It's like you guys have this whole secret mother-son ritual and I want that.
The thought hadn't been solid until it had come out of his mouth, but nothing had been truer since their wedding vows. He let out a long exhale, let the facts settle around his shoulders, as a tiny smile tugged at his cheeks.
I want to hug him when I get home from work. Have him right on my shoulders to watch the homecoming parade. I want him to hang on my leg like he did with you tonight. I want to be his dad.
Maddie scooted in closer, hugging his arm.
It's kinda weird, right?
Very weird.
He admitted. Kids, as a concept, had never exactly been off the table, but the agreement they'd come to was, when we're ready, we'll talk about it. But then there had been vet school, and second jobs, and third jobs, and working opposite shifts and life in general. And when they celebrated her 40th birthday in January, he'd figured that the window of opportunity had closed. Nothing had been discussed back then. They just carried on as usual, never expecting this alien teenager to come crashing straight through their closed window. He laughed quietly and let his cheeks rest against his wife's head, breathing her in.
But in a good way.
Oh, for sure.
Quiet fell over the room, and then she added,
Sorry I didn't tell you about the ear thing. He asked me not to.
What? Why?
I don't know, babe. Maybe because he's 14? He watches too many action movies and doesn't want you to tease him or think he's a baby.
I'd never.
I know, but he's caught these hiccups anyway. I apparently come with less baggage around my neck. So, even though he was embarrassed at first, he's worked through it. You notice I didn't say anything about it though, right?
Yeah?
'Cause if I do, he gets shy about it again and backs off. As long as I just do it and don't call any attention to it, it's all good.
Huh.
I'm just meeting him where he needs me to be. It's a trial and error, believe me. But it's progress.
Tom nodded at the foot of the bed. Ozzy snorted in his sleep. So he'd been patient, been present, been available, and had added more family movies with affectionate fathers into the movie night mix. The Incredibles and Field of Dreams had been big hits. And if this particular moment was an indication, it was starting to pay off. They came to a stop in front of a Dodge Challenger, and Sonic released his hand in order to wave both of his at the vehicle with a flourish.
Ta-da! Beautiful, right? She's perfect.
Maybe if you're Vin Diesel.
Oh, come on!
A bit of a whine bled into Sonic's voice as he circled the car, eyes shining.
Think of how much fun we could have in this thing.
How much trouble we can get into, you mean?
Tomato, tomato.
Tom moved in closer, peering in the driver's side window.
There's only 2 seats.
How many more do you need?
Through the car on the other side, Tom could barely see the top of Sonic's ears, and a thought had been going on in his mind, leading up to this trip suddenly solidified.
Well, how many family members do we have?
He watched the ears droop and took the few steps needed to move to the passenger side of the car, where Sonic was fiddling with his gloves. He hooked his thumbs in his front pockets and answered his own question.
Because from where I'm standing, we've got 4. Maddie, me, Ozzy, and you.
Oh. Right. I knew that.
He ran a hand through his quills, eyes on the car, on the sky, on his shoes as he kept talking.
That's a lie. I didn't know that. I mean, sure, you guys let me live with you and feed me and stuff, but best friends did that stuff too, right? I remember Wade crashing on your couch a while back, and he was way messier than I am, I think. He didn't get his own room or anything, but I don't know what that has to do with anything. Is it getting hot out here? Am I still talking? I feel like I'm still talking. I should probably stop, right? Please stop me.
Sonic, take a breath, will ya?
Tom crouched down so they were more at eye level. The kid looked like he might be sick, like someone really had cranked the heat up in the parking lot. But as Tom watched, the little blue alien started yoga breathing.
Something he picked up from Maddie.
He reached out, rested a hand on a skinny shoulder.
You okay?
He gave a little nod.
I think so. That's just a really big word.
I guess it can be, yeah. But it's one I've been thinking about a lot lately. Because while I love Wade like a brother, I'm not wandering around a used car lot wondering if I'll ever need to carpool him to a baseball practice.
Sonic started to pick at the cuffs of his gloves, a tiny smirk on his muzzle.
Yeah, that'd be kind of awkward. Wait, can I sign up for?
In the spring, if you want to. Let's worry about school first. And a practical car.
He got back to his feet, offered the boy his hand.
You're gonna want Maddie and Ozzy to tag along with us sometimes, right?
Without hesitation, Sonic took the offered hand, fell into step as they hiked back towards the decidedly unfast and furious cars.
Well, yeah, Maddie's the best. And Ozzy's okay. Sometimes, I guess.
Jealous much?
What, me? No. Nope, no way. Only I've been meaning to ask, what's up with the double standard?
Ooh?
Dogs get to sleep in your bed, but not hedgehogs?
You don't need to be let outside to do your business.
Excuses.
I thought you liked your bed.
No, I do. But Ozzy has his own bed in the kitchen too.
Yeah, but he doesn't run in his sleep.
I don't. How would you even...
We check on you before we turn in.
Like a couple of creepers?
Like a couple of parents.
The gloved hand in his squeezed a little tighter, and the teen was quiet for a long moment.
Another big word there.
He finally mumbled.
Well, roommates doesn't seem to cut it, in my opinion.
Tom slowed his pace as they came upon a row of minivans.
You're really gonna drive me around in one of these loser cruisers?
Yep, with a booster seat and everything.
A what?
You heard me. The only reason we haven't gotten a ticket yet for you biting in the front seat is because I'm the sheriff. But we're gonna start following the rules from now on.
But...
No buts.
You're a butt.
Sonic grumbled, sounding every bit of his 14 years.
Watch it, mister.
Tom's smile betrayed his stern tone.
Yeah.
The hedgehog dragged his free hands down his face.
You're killing me, Donut Lord.
Tom glanced down, peering over his sunglasses. Had he imagined that slip? Judging by the pink in the alien's muzzle, the continued rambling about losing his rat before he even had one. He didn't think so. He almost pointed it out, but Maddie's voice echoed in the back of his brain.
I'm just meeting him where he needs me to be.
So instead, he just smiled and said,
What can I say? That's what Donut Lords do best.